understand. I had my drivers updated. Well... Ugh. When life gives you lemons, you panic and send DMs to the fucking Streamlabs Discord. But that'll be a later thing, I think. Hopefully, I don't know. Give me a second, actually. Everything should be up to date. Up, my driver's up to date. Thank you, Insanity. That actually does cheer me up a bit. They're so cute. It's so cute. My driver's up to date. There shouldn't be any reason for the crashing, except for the fact that fucking Streamlabs hates me, apparently. The fucking the screen went dark for a second and I panicked. I thought it was gonna crash again and I was gonna cry. I was legit gonna cry if it crashed again. I understood that, but for some reason it also depressed me.
岡崎とはもう接触しない方がいい。首輪のことがバレた以上、いつ警察内部に密告されるかわからない。
Well, I guess maybe.
心根は悪いやつじゃないと思う。が、徹底して SP という職務に忠実だ。お前とは相入れないと思う。
Damn, you might be right. The more I thought about it, the worse I felt. Perhaps seeing my gloomy expression, Yanagi lightened his tone to alter the mood.
協力しろと言っておきながら、これまでまともに手伝えなくて悪かった。
I feel like it's fine, because I feel like this was unavoidable at this point.
お前にも仕事があって大変だろうが、明日から俺と組まないか。
Oh? But won't I just slow you down?
一人で動こうとしても、今はどこから手をつけていいかわからない状態だろう。
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
なら、俺のサポートしてくれ。お前が手伝ってくれなら、俺も助かる。
I was happy for the offer, but I hesitated to take him up on it. Maybe that's just an excuse. Actually, if I teamed up with Yanagi, I was pretty worried that I might just never speak to Okazaki again. I decided not to give him an answer right away and left the office for today. Damn, poor Yanagi got rejected. When I went outside, the sun had long since set. A chill wind blew from the north. If I really don't want to avoid him and stop speaking to him, if I avoided him, I was sure it'd only deepen his suspicions. He's not here, huh? I looked around to check if he was hanging around the office.
あれって先輩を探してるんじゃないですかね。
Oh? I turned around at the familiar voice. Yoshinari was watching me from an alleyway.
ああ、見つかっちゃった。ほらほら先輩、見つかっちゃったら仕方ないっすね。
This little shit. He did it on purpose.
吉成くん、君。
ああ、ここで逃げたらおかしいな。星野さんに変だって思われちゃうな。
Okazaki walked this way, spurred on Yoshinari's goading.
おっと、自分は風が冷たいからここから出たくないっす。ああ、寒い寒い。
Fucking Yoshinari. What was he doing? Yoshinari ducked into the alleyway. He probably thought he was doing us a romantic favor by leaving us alone. Bro.
1週間ぶりだね。
Yup. Yeah. Okazaki wasn't smiling. He watched me with a slightly tense expression. But he wasn't showing me the caution or hostility towards me that he expected. Maybe he wasn't in a good mood, but it's still a relief to me.
一つお願いがあるんだ。
At this point, anything to get on your good graces. I looked up at his quiet voice.
もう柳さんたちには関わらないで。
え？
君はとっくに気づいてたと思うけど、俺が柳さんたちを警護するのはあくまで表向きの任務。俺の本当の任務は彼らを監視してその動向を上に報告すること。
I'd suspected that, but it was really true that the police leadership suspected Yanagi's team and deployed Okazaki on false pretenses. They're a group of competent ex-officers. It makes sense to keep tabs on them.
彼らに関わってる以上、俺は君のことも報告しなくちゃいけない。
Oh, please don't do that. You're gonna get us killed. That also seemed like common sense given his mission.
確か首輪の声は君の事情を口外したら殺すって言ってたよね。俺の存在は見過ごしたみたいだけど、これからの行動次第で君の命が危険にさらされるってことはわかる。この会話もあっちに聞かれてるんでしょ。
Yes.
本来なら君のことを報告しなきゃいけない。
The person behind the collar is just like got some popcorn. He's like, I gotta see how this goes. This is entertaining. Okazaki really avoided telling anyone because of the warning he'd received from the caller. And now he was telling me to stay away from Yanagi's group out of concern for my well-being. But I'm stuck with it unless I investigate more. I can't get this caller off alone. I hesitated, unable to answer. Okazaki murmured sadly.
俺はいざとなったら君を撃つことすらしなきゃいけない。警護と監視、それが今の任務だけど、それを別にしても警察に反する人間は見過ごせないから、そうなってしまったら俺は君を守れない。
Oh, Oh god, what do I say? What do I say? I don't want to run from him. I don't want him to shoot me. Hold on. Let's click save. I understand. I'd be lying if I wasn't shocked, but I accept what he was saying. On the contrary, I respected his steadfast determination as a police officer. I want to live up to that. If you decided I'm leading things astray, then I want you to shoot me, without hesitation. What did I pick? I can't remember. I don't want to run from him. I'll try not to get any closer to Yanagi's team than I have to, so you don't have to report me. But I'm not going to stop investigating the X-Day cases.
どうして？
Well, the conditions the caller imposed on me. But more than that, because I want to. I want to solve them and fix Shinjuku. I want to protect the people who live here. So, I'm not going to run away. I firmly and clearly stated my determination to Okazaki. I made sure that it wouldn't seem like lip service, so I purposely gave myself no wiggle room to retreat. The cold wind blew between us. After a while, he quietly whispered,
見つけた。
Yes, I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! Let's go! Let's go! I'm a genius! Eh?
やっぱり君だ。
Aww! He's so cute. Fuck. Then he made that smile I knew. No, it was something I'd never seen from him. It was a brilliant smile. Like he'd found a precious treasure.
そっか。わかった。君にはちゃんと覚悟があるんだね。
But that smile only lasted a moment. Immediately he was back to his usual lazy smile. I'd only sensed it for an instant, but that smile he had displayed had seemed genuinely, fantastically happy. My determination must have gotten across. Also, Okazaki, I'm sorry for hurting you.
なんで謝るの？
Okazaki's words had opened my eyes to the painful truth, and because of that, I learned something. I knew now that the real Okazaki was a very kind person. He's helped me so much. I knew that it was hard for him to point a gun at someone he said he'd protect. I'm really sorry for hiding the truth from you, and making you feel bad for reacting to it the way you did. Okazaki blinked. He was clearly surprised. His face told me he hadn't expected an apology.
やっぱり君ってすごいね。
Aww.
謝る必要なんてないよ。俺こそごめんね。
What are you apologizing for? I tilted my head curious. Okazaki looked up at the sky.
君は怖くないの？犯人に脅されてることだけじゃない。俺は君に銃を向けた。
Well, at this point, it's kind of par for the course. He slowly asked a question, as if he wanted to be sure that I understood him. He directed his gaze back downward until he was staring straight at me.
自分のことで精一杯なはずなのに、俺の心配までしてる。どうして逃げたいって思わないの？
Of course I'm scared. I answered honestly. I'm scared that I don't know how to help, and that I could be killed at any time. Yes, I'd always been uneasy and afraid of that. I'd wondered why this had to happen to me. But every time I had felt lost, Okazaki had returned me to reality. With his resolute, straightforward determination, he taught me how to remain rational. It had to be because he had pride in his work. As a fellow police officer, I wanted to follow his example. I'm a police officer. If there's a chance I'll jeopardize the investigation and cause more casualties as a result, then I should absolutely be sacrificed. I think that as a police officer, I need to have that conviction. So, I don't want to give up on helping out in any way that I can. Okazaki was quiet for a while.
君は強いね。
Oh, wait, so cute. Then his expression softened and he spoke with a smile.
よくわかった。
That was all he said. Then Okazaki left before I could stop him. Bro, he's so fucking dramatic. Zombie game characters are always so dramatic. I love it though. I love it. He had completely vanished from the street. Yoshinari ran over in a panic.
もしかしてうまくいかなかったんですか？
え？
もったいないっす。あんなできる男他には絶対いないっすから。
What the fuck are you on about?
確かに人の良さそうな顔して容赦ないし、おっとりぼんやり見せて意外と細かいし、いろいろと面倒な人ですけど、でも
Bro, chill. You got the wrong idea. Apparently Yoshinari had misunderstood things. As I was unsure how to answer, Yoshinari stood up straight.
星野さん、
Yeah?
ちょっと俺 語りますね。
Okay.
俺、星野さんにはちゃんと先輩のことを分かってもらいたいんです。今の先輩が変なのは多分星野さん絡みだと思うから。
Okay. Well, I'd like to know more about him too, please.
あの人はですね、ああ見えてすっごく自分に厳しいんですよ。普段おっとりしてるから俺も最初はびっくりしたんですけど、こうと決めたことを絶対にやり抜く強い意志を持っててブレないんです。自分は守る側だからって、なんていうか自分のことは二の次にして相手に全部捧げちゃうようなとこがあって。
Well, he's an SP. I feel like that's par for the course.
だからかな、いざっていう時の判断力が半端ないっていうか、シビアだけど的確で全く迷いがない。多分職種的にも迷っちゃいけないって自分を戒めてるとこあるんじゃないかな。だからあの人が迷うなんて普通だったらありえない。なのになんかあの人最近おかしいんですよ。本気で 迷ってるよ
They
うに見え
really
るんです。
are close. They really are close. It's adorable.
仕事を放ってまで別のことに意識が向いてるっていうか、本当に今までこんなことなかったんです。だからもし星野さんが何か知ってるなら元気づけてあげてくれないかなって。あ、俺の思い違いだったら申し訳ないっす。別のことで悩んでるのかもしれないし。
No, that's probably my fault. Probably? It's definitely your fault. Though not, I guess not entirely. Blame Adonis. We'll blame all our problems on Adonis. Yoshinari, you really look up to Okazaki, don't you?
はい、厳しいとこもありますけど、あの人が俺の先輩でよかったって思ってます。
Aww.
俺たち SP って本来は要人警護がメインじゃないですか。よく偉い人間を守ることしか頭にないとか、一般人は見捨てる情のない人間だって言われることもあるんですけど、そういうので俺が怒ったことがあって、その時先輩に言われたんです。俺たちは SP は国にとって特別なものを守ってる。それがいつかは普通に生きてる人たちのためにもなるって信じてるから強くいられる。あの人を見てたら俺も強くなれるんです。目の前のものにとらわれて守るべきものを見失っちゃダメだよなって。
Yeah, Okazaki's a straightforward man.
はい。だから
Oh, his
できれば
face!
ですけど、
He's
あの人
so
のこと捨てないであげてください。
He's just a baby. He's a baby. Maybe you do have the wrong idea after all.
長いこと引き止めちゃってすみません。先輩いないし今日は俺が送りますね。
He's a good boy. December 17th, 3:35 p.m. The next day, I was absentmindedly filing some paperwork at my desk.
また模倣犯が出ました。先ほど犯人の身柄が確保されたようです。
誰か窓口対応して。列ができちゃってるってさ。
児童公園でぼや騒ぎ。先日の焼死事件の模倣犯と見られます。
Bro, how many copycat criminals can be in one fucking, not neighborhood, but region of a city? My coworkers all around me were answering the phone calls. I knew that I had to move, but my mind and body just wouldn't obey me. I was going to do what I could as a police officer, like Okazaki had told me. But all things considered, it really would be best if I joined forces with Yanagi and his team on this. Doing so would invite the risk of Okazaki reporting my caller to his superiors. If that happened, I'd probably be killed. If I died bravely, maybe the caller would be analyzed so they could trace the signal, leading to the capture of the ringleaders. What am I thinking? I shook my head to rid myself of those fantastical thoughts. It can't be like this. Yeah, don't be fucking suicidal, girl. Come on. I stood up from my seat and made some cold tea and to clear my head. 9 p.m. Yay! Freedom from work. Sigh. Work finally ended. I walked home, stopping in an intersection away for the traffic signal. I feel like my head's been spinning this entire day. Yoshinari had said that Okazaki was feeling lost, and that he'd never seen him that way. It's probably my fault. I appeared to be a spy, and he didn't know whether to leave me or report me. He's hesitating, because he's a kind person. Nanaki told me that the SB were known to overlook small sacrifices if it would further their mission. But reporting on me was part of Okazaki's mission, and he still hadn't done it. I wonder if he's agonizing over it because he doesn't want to sacrifice me. I recalled how Okazaki had always watched over me and worried about me. Of course, he'd been watching Yanagi's team, so he had to keep an eye on me because I was around them. But I couldn't deny the peace I felt when he was around, nor the kindness he had shown me. The girl is down bad. She is down bad, and I can't even blame her. He said he would protect me even while he suspected me. And while it might have been inevitable, I betrayed them. The light turned green and I crossed the intersection, my breath misting white in the air. A while ago, when all this started, I had stumbled upon Okazaki while I was taking a walk through Shinjuku. He'd always appeared out of nowhere and surprised me, like he was a ghost. Yeah? And just as we mentioned, imagine him appearing as a ghost. As I crossed the intersection, I bumped into someone. With fleeting hope, I turned to see.
Yo.
Never mind, I'm fucking stupid. It's Saiki. Ah, it's you, Saiki. Out on patrol?
おい、なんだよ。そのあからさまにがっかりした顔。ひどくないか？
Poor Saiki. Sorry. I weakly apologized. Saiki studied my face.
どうしたんだよ。やけに元気ないな。
Even he can tell. Damn. Yeah, a little.
おいおい、水臭いな。何かあったら遠慮せず話せって。
Seems like everyone was worried about me lately. I'm pathetic. No, you're not. You just got a lot on the brain. You got a lot of brain. Yeah. I don't know how to English. Imagine knowing how to English. Could you imagine? Speaking English. Whoa. That's crazy.
俺とお前の仲だろ。うちでもいいから話してみろよ。な。
Urged on by his gentle tone, I complied but tried to keep it vague. I'm having trouble with a certain relationship. I couldn't tell Saiki the truth, but I did want to at least get someone's input on the situation. I think that someone I care about hates me now. But if I approach that person, it'll really be problematic for them, so I understand why they're pushing me away. I know that I should keep my distance, but all I can think about is how I'm supposed to get a relationship back the way it was before. Might be my fault that something valuable to them was damaged, but I don't want to give up. It's pathetic.
それってもしかして彼氏の話?
He's clocking us. He's clocking us. Dude knows us too well. He knows us too well. And no. It's someone through work, but I don't work with them directly. When I tried to explain, I realized how vague my relationship with Okazaki was. What exactly connects both of us together? I knew him through meeting with Yanagi's team, and at first we had been cautious of each other. But I gradually came to know his warmth, and I was happy that he said he'd protect me. Maybe I was getting ahead of myself. I knew our positions were incompatible after all.
お前は一度思い込んだら頑固なところがあるからな。
I wonder about that. I couldn't quite deny it. Saiki smiled cheerfully.
誰かは知らないけどさ、仕事関係ならその人にも守りたいものがあるんだろ。警察同士でも それが相入れないことはある。でも守りたいって気持ちや根っこのところはそんなに変わらないんじゃないか。
Something to protect. Whatever it was Okazaki wanted to protect, it was something he had always valued. His faith in the organization known as the police. He had chosen the path of a police officer to help those in need and protect people from crime.
俺はお前の正義がまっすぐだって知ってる。わざと誰かを傷つけたり他人を犠牲にしてのし上がろうなんて考え、その大切な人ってのが悪いやつじゃないならまっすぐにお前の気持ちを伝えてみろよ。そんな難しく考えるんじゃなくてさ。互いに大事なものを壊さないで一緒にいられるにはどうすればいいか話し合ってみないことには始まらないだろ。
You know, he's so right. He's so right. Nothing bad can come from talking it out. And nothing will come unless we talk it out. What's the worst can happen? We talk about it and then the caller's like, too much talking, it kills us? Nah. Psyche. No matter how much I was threatened, I sincerely wanted to protect the people as a police officer. I want Okazaki to understand that. I would become an obstacle to Okazaki, destroying what he held dear. So I wouldn't do that. I'd find a way not to destroy it. Not by keeping my distance from Okazaki, but by properly explaining things to him so that he understood me and my situation. Come on, my nose is like fucking me up right now. Dude, imagine having a nose. Imagine having a nose that can get clogged. Imagine. I stopped facing the truth because he discovered my collar and then pointed his gun at me. I don't want Okazaki to be nice to me. I want us to walk the same path. Nothing would ever happen if I kept refusing to acknowledge my true feelings.
お前の持ち味は根性だろ。一度や二度突き放されたからって簡単に諦めるのはらしくないぞ。
Yeah! 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 Psyche clapped me on the back and I felt myself swell with newfound strength. Thanks, Psyche. I'm gonna go talk to him.
おう、頑張れよ。
Bolstered by Psyche's smile, I immediately began running. Once I arrived home, I checked the time, intending to contact Okazaki. It's pretty late. I hope this is okay. It wouldn't be good if I upset him by calling while he was working or sleeping. Most of all, maybe he doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. Nah, girl, you're fine. You're fine. My hand shook as it held my cell phone. I couldn't press the buttons. As I stood there at a loss, my phone vibrated. He's calling us! He's calling us! It's Okazaki! I didn't expect him to call me at this time of night. My heart still wasn't ready. Girl, answer it! I pressed the answer button and took a deep breath and spoke. Hello?
こんばんは。遅くにごめんね。今大丈夫？
Yeah, I am. I was just about to call you too.
そうなんだ。同じこと考えてたのかな。
His voice filled me with relief as usual. But I just couldn't find the right words. Several seconds passed and Okazaki decided to break it.
ごめんね。
Huh?
俺はもう君に会わない方がいいんだろうなって思ってた。
What? What? I was shocked that he says that so bluntly.
でもね、
When Okazaki continued, I just quietly listened.
こうやって声を聞いたら、やっぱり我慢できなくなった。
That's cute. Actually, that's cute. That's cute.
今も悲しそうな顔をしてるんだろうなって考えたら、笑ってほしいなって思う。
君のためには会わない方がいいんだろうけど、俺はね、君に会いたい。
Oh. Oh. The words came out slowly, one by one. My chest grew hot and I felt like I was about to cry. Can't we meet now? I want to see you too, Okazaki. I want us to have a proper talk. I stated my true feelings slowly, so that my voice wouldn't quiver over the phone.
いや、今からそっちに行く。
Okazaki happily agreed. Yay, he's coming over! Sleepover! Although Okazaki had told me that he would text me when he arrived at my home because it was late, I impatiently waited for him outside.
家で待っててねって言ったのに。
I got impatient, okay?
こんばんは。
When I turned around, he was making his usual lazy smile.
少し歩こうか。
Okay. We started walking side by side, but because of my anxiety, I maintained some distance from Okazaki. I didn't know what to talk about, and it seemed that neither of us knew how to break the silence. For a while, I said nothing, and just walked while listening to our footsteps echo around us. We stayed silent the entire time, and I realized that we arrived at the streets of offices.
誰もいないね。
Okazaki murmured. I looked around, but it wasn't that late at night yet.